Hi everyone, this is Matt from ABICOR BINZEL. I'm going to talk to you welding coolants today. Obviously a crucial part of your water cooler for your manual or robotic torch application. We're going to go over all the different options, how they're rated, and some disposal considerations to make as well. So the two most common welding coolants you're going to see on the market are going to be ethylene glycol or a propylene glycol. The difference between the two are their freeze protection, rating, their cost, and then also the disposal considerations to make for both of them. So with ethylene glycol, it's rated to -32 degrees Fahrenheit, so appropriate for a lot of different weather conditions. A lower upfront cost, so you save a little bit on the upfront investment. However, it is a more toxic substance, so there's more environmental considerations to make when you're disposing of it. Check with your local and state regulator, figure out whether you need to get a provision or if it's something you need to dispose of in a landfill properly, or even if there's like an auto repair shop in your area that you can send it to. But again, check with your local and state regulator on the proper ways to dispose of it. Propylene glycol is rated to 10 degrees Fahrenheit, so not quite as well suited for harsher, colder welding environments. However, it is more biodegradable, it is more environmentally friendly to wildlife and waterways in your area. You'll find there'll be less provisions for how to dispose of it. Still recommend checking with your local state regulators in regards to how to properly dispose of it, but you will find it's easier to get rid of typically than an ethylene glycol. Also, a little bit more upfront cost for that lower barrier to entry of disposal, but again, it is environmentally friendly. It's good for the area around you, so definitely good reasons to use a propylene glycol solution if you can. Whether you use an ethylene or propylene-based coolant, it's still going to protect your cooler from algae growth inside the tank, and it's still going to lubricate your pump with an equal amount of effectiveness and keep your welding torch performing at peak value. So beyond the ethylene and propylene glycol based welding coolants, there's also an ultra low temperature welding coolant. They protect as low as -50 degrees Fahrenheit. They're low viscosity and they have really good dielectric properties. One thing to keep in mind about these types of coolants, however, they contain alcohol, which means they're flammable. Recommended really just for conditions where it is extremely cold and you need that low viscosity fluid, or maybe you have machinery that has a very small cooling channel and you need that low viscosity to be able to pass through the line. So beyond the ethylene glycol, propylene glycol, ultra low temp welding coolants, there's also low conductivity welding coolants if you're looking for an option that's going to give your torch more life. The reason low conductivity gives your torch more life is because it has reduced galvanic corrosion properties, and it also reduces micro-arcing in your torch as a result. So to wrap up on welding coolants, always make sure you're following your manufacturer's recommendations in regard to replacement. That's going to give you the least amount of problems and the most performance with your welding coolant and also your welding cooler, and in turn your welding torch. If you have any more questions about welding coolants or welding coolers or any welding chemicals in general, visit our website, binzel-abicor.com. You can also check out our blog page, or of course you can always talk to your local ABICOR BINZEL rep. This is Matt from ABICOR BINZEL. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.